Hello. So guitars with rosewood fretboards are a bit of a pain to clean when compared to things like maple fretboards, and this is because you don't do a finish over the wood. You don't do a gloss finish or a satin finish or anything like that. You leave it as plain wood, but you treat it. Now that means that the pores of the wood are left open, and so rosewood fretboards, even if you sort of scrape at them and clean at them, can get clogged and get a bit skanky, to be honest. So for this, we'll want to use lemon oil. This is Dunlop's brand. Any other brand should be fine.
Also, you should never use regular guitar polish on rosewood fretboards or on other fretboards that have open wood. It's fine to use it on guitars with maple fretboards as they're already finished, but for things that have open pores in the wood, don't use a regular guitar polish. Use something like lemon oil.
But first, let's have a look at the patient, shall we? Now, this is an old guitar that's had a few owners, and in fact I haven't yet given it a good old lemon oil polishing myself. I've cleaned it, and what I tend to get is, if you look at sort of this bit here, if I scratch away at it, you get this, and it's horrid. And yeah, this is a perfect candidate to see a before and after of lemon oil cleaning. So first off, to clean the fretboard, this is a rosewood one, so we'll need to use lemon oil. What we want to do is just wipe any dust that's already off it. Okay. Now get our lemon oil, give it a shake. Now this one has an applicator on it. If not, you need to dab it onto some onto a cloth, and we're just going to wipe up and down on the fretboard. There we are, get some out now. Fresh bottle, so it's a bit like when you buy fresh hand soap. We'll make sure we get it over the frets as well. Just make it and so what we want to do is, you can see it's getting a bit dirty on there now, is we'll want to do this to all the frets. Just get it all lovely and polished. And we want to wipe and clean it off afterwards. Oh, it's on the lower frets that are that I use less often for obvious reasons. It's really starting to come through now and look nice. But yeah, these more often used frets are fighting a bit harder, seeing as, well, I use them a lot more. What I'm going to do actually quickly is I'm going to take a picture for a before and after and put that on the video, and make sure you do get it over the fret, because we want to get it either side of the fret, because that's where it really gets clogged up. And as we're going up to the first few frets where the most chords are going to be fretted on an acoustic, we're going to find the worst parts, where it gets really skanky. And so what this is going to be beneficial for is, obviously it's going to make the guitar look nicer. It's also going to make it a little bit nicer to play. It'll feel smoother, and it's good for the wood, good for the longevity. Hopefully it'll make an effect. It'll do a bit of a tonal difference, allow the wood to breathe a bit better. Really getting dirty on that now. Wipe in. Get that lemon oil in there. Okay, so I'm now going to get some guitar rock. I'm going to start working on the highest up frets, because they're the ones that were done most recently. Just rub that in really nicely. Because what the lemon oil is also going to do is it's treating the wood so that it can be protected from the elements. We'll get this out of there. Protected from the elements, and yeah. hopefully it'll make it so that it doesn't get as icky and dirty again. Though this guitar has had such a filthying up that I might need to have a second or third round of this off cam. But it's one of these things where you need to keep going, keep doing it until the job's done right, because what's the point in doing a job, especially on your instrument, if you're not going to do it correctly? Oh, that looks really good behind the 0 fret there, actually. Looking really lovely now. So, keep cleaning, and I will see you guys on the other side. In fact, so deep is this grime, I'm having to resort to doing a bit of scraping with a pick just to get some of it out, and then I'm going to reapply the lemon oil. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the reason why you should always clean your guitars when you restring them. There we are, and after a nice good thorough clean, we're ready to do the last wipe of the lemon juice. And as you can actually see, I've got two details here with, there's obviously the yellow for the lemon, but there's some brown. It was it was nasty. So wipe off any excess oil, we let some of it seep in. And so there we are nice and clean, and this is a nice clean fretboard, and yeah, I'll show you some pictures now.
Needless to say, you should always take off the strings before you apply things like lemon oil. It's not going to do your strings any favours, just do it when you're restringing.
Hello, if you enjoyed the video, hit like, and if you really enjoyed and want to see more, hit subscribe. Goodbye.